Read between the lines, it's Mandy and Deb. Books, bold opinions, and things that we've read. Pour up a glass, spill all the tea. Dark romance or rom-com spree. Read between the wines, where every sip comes with a plot twist.
Welcome back to Read Between the Wines with Mandy and Deb. I'm Mandy.
And I'm Deb.
And who do we have back this week?
Ashley.
Hey, everyone.
Yay.
Thanks for having me back.
Of course, you are always welcome on Read Between the Wines.
Absolutely.
You two are too sweet.
Aw.
We try
We do try.
very hard, actually.
That's okay. We all have to try sometimes.
You make it easy.
Yes, you do.
So Ashley is here today and for the next couple weeks, actually, because we are going to be going through the ACOTAR series, A Court of Thorns and Roses series, book by book. We're dedicating one episode per book, minus the novella. We'll just kind of slip that in there in one of the episodes. Doesn't need a whole 1 hour episode, but we'll have 4 episodes with Ashley coming up. So we're very excited. Thank you so much for agreeing to this. We appreciate it, Ash.
Anytime. Thank you for inviting me. I'm excited.
Always.
We're excited too. So Ash, you we had you wanted to talk about Fourth Wing. You read a couple other romantasy books in there, but then you decided to tackle ACOTAR.
Yes.
What made you decide to read this series?
Well, I've been seeing it everywhere. And I'm like, this has to be anytime I looked up like top fantasy romantasy books, ACOTAR always came up.
Right.
So I'm like, I need to read this and check it out.
Yeah. And we were telling you about it. I started the series and I did not finish it. I only got to like the very beginning of the 3rd book and I stopped reading it. If you listen to the podcast, I've said why. Deb read it. She enjoyed it.
Yes.
You then read it and enjoyed it. And I was like, well, shit, I guess I should finish this. So I went back and reread the ones that I had already read and finished it. So now we can get together and talk about it.
Well, actually, I mentioned it after I was finished with Onyx Storm. I mentioned it and you said, no, it's not worth the hype. You were like, but don't read it after finishing the Empyrean series because it'll be really hard to get into. And honestly, that was probably the best advice because I think if I would have just went straight to that after Onyx Storm, I probably wouldn't have been able to finish it.
Right.
Yep. So it's so funny you mentioned that because I too read it immediately after I did the Empyrean series, and I too was like, it's not my favorite, but I'm also a little biased because I much prefer dragons over fairies. So I was very much going into it already a little bit like, I love dragons. Like, is it gonna match up? Maybe. And then let me tell you, I got some real heat from somebody at a bookstore one time because I was like, I like the Empyrean series more. And I was met with, what do you mean? I was like, I mean, I just liked it more.
Yeah, I just like it more. Is that allowed? I'm pretty sure it is because guess what, guys? If this is like your ride or die series, you are going to hate me for 3 whole episodes. And that's okay. I still love you.
Yes. Right. Exactly. This is what reading is all about.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
So.
Yeah. Well, before we get right into it, the most important part, does everybody have their beverage?
Yes. It will be sipped on slowly.
Yeah, Deb is not chugging any alcohol
Nope,
today.
I am not chugging no alcohol.
Why is that, Deb?
I just got home from a bachelorette trip, and man, was it fun. But man, am I tired.
Yeah. I want to say good on you because I immediately would have been just like, no, I'm not doing that.
I said for 2026. Well, I mean, this has been planned for a while, and it was Jordan's bachelorette party. So, I mean, I would do a lot for Jordan. So
Right.
I, of course, wanted to be there. And I kept saying it all weekend because at one point I was just like, oh my God, like I've been so deprived of like human interaction that this is both wonderful, but I am just so exhausted from the constant social interaction that I'm like, I just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great time. We had a wonderful time. Jordan was having the time of her life. She's got a great group of girlfriends. I mean, what a nice time. It was really lovely. So
Good.
But I'm still feeling it.
As you get older,
okay.
it takes longer to recover.
Yeah.
Like I've never felt more 35 than I do in this moment.
Oh boy.
I hate you like so much. 35.
Almost. Not even yet.
35, I was still kicking.
I'm like a grandma, though. My idea of a good time is just I log off of work and then I jump right in bed and I just rot for the night.
That is a good time.
Yeah, that doesn't sound so bad to me either.
No. Mm-mm.
So, but yeah, it was wonderful.
All
Such
right.
a good
Well,
time.
you sip on that Prosecco.
If I make
Ashley
some
and I
odd
will-
faces during this, please just don't even
That's
pay
okay.
any attention.
No worries.
It's okay.
Ashley and I will chug our whatever we have here.
Yeah, we're gonna chug.
We're chugging. We'll do it for you, Deb. No
I was
worries.
ready.
To you.
I was ready to start chugging as soon as the workday ended.
Yeah, me too.
One of
I
those
think
days.
I think Ash and I
Yeah.
both had one of those days.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It happens.
Yeah. It's okay. Tomorrow's a
Yeah.
new day.
Exactly.
It'll probably be more of the same, but
But it'll just be new.
yeah. But it'll be Thursday.
Yeah. Almost
Monday
Friday.
Closer to Friday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies, what do you say? Let's just get into it.
I'm ready.
Let's get into A Court of Thorns and Roses here.
Hooray.
So just to start out, just want to say this. We are going to be talking about book 1, A Court of Thorns and Roses today, but there might be instances where we reference something that happened in another book that happens later. So this is full spoilers for the whole series. If something should come up, if you have not read this series and you want to read this series, please come back and listen to us later. Because if something happens in book 1 that is foreshadowing for another book, we might just end up talking about it. So we don't want to spoil anything for you. If you are interested in it and you haven't read it yet, come back later and we'll be here.
It sure will.
Just want to give that little disclaimer.
Yep.
All right. So, Ash, you told us why in the beginning, why you went to this. Deb, how long ago did you read this series?
2023.
Okay, so it's been a bit.
It's been a bit.
Okay.
Yep.
And I started it probably around that same time, didn't finish it, and just finishing it now.
Yeah.
So if we're going to rate just book 1, I don't want to rate it from, if it's your favorite book, but like generally, how does everybody feel about this book?
It's okay. Sets the mood.
Yeah.
I feel like the first book is always a little slow.
Right.
Not like a great deal happens. I mean, there's plenty that does happen, but
Mhm.
it's not to the point of like the third book where everything happens.
Right. What do you
know?
think, Ash? Like, what was your impression like when you finished this before you went into book 2?
So when I finished this, I felt the ending of this was kind of like a fairy tale happily ever after sort of ending.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like, no, this can't be it. There's more. There's more. So I just felt like book 2 was going to have a lot more information. So I was looking forward to book 2 just because for me, I didn't think that ending was going to play out like that.
You weren't sold on like this is going to get wrapped up in a nice little bow and everybody's just going to go live happily ever after.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because who actually loves a blonde MMC?
Exactly. Exactly.
We are going to shit on Tamlin hard in this
Sure.
episode.
He sucks.
Yeah.
I have to say, okay, so the first time, because I read this book twice, the first time I read it, I did enjoy this book the first time I read it. I thought it was good. I had not read any like romantasy before then. So I did enjoy it. I can't go by how I felt the second time I read it because I didn't know everything, but I knew a little bit about
You knew
what
was
going to
happening,
happen.
though. You knew
Right.
the timeline, the plot,
Right.
You're
I
picking
knew
up.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I knew Tam was an end game.
Correct.
But I mean, I agree that this book is slower. But again, like we've said, a lot of the first books in a series are, especially in fantasy.
Right.
I just from the second read through, I remember saying like, "Oh my God, this is a carbon copy of Beauty and the Beast."
Yeah.
Like it really is.
Yeah.
And that's me. A lot of people don't mind that because I think when it first came out, it was kind of like branded that way, like a Beauty and the Beast
Yeah.
retelling.
Right. Right.
But the similarities are very, very clear in that one.
There's definitely similarities. I would say this book took me the longest to get through because going back to what Deb said, it's exactly just setting the mood, like setting the
Right.
plot for the rest of the books. There's some Easter eggs throughout that kind of, throws hints for what's going to happen in the future of this book and then future books. But for the most part, it was just kind of like setting the scene,
Yeah.
starting to learn like the human world and the fairy world and the wall and the different politics and,
Right.
the different
all the world
ports.
building.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so let's talk about some of the characters, maybe kind of how they're introduced in the book. But before we get to Feyre, I want to talk about the Archeron sisters.
What a
How
dynamic.
Yeah.
What a dynamic.
It's hard to like give first impressions on them after you've read the entire series. But if you guys can remember, what were your first impressions on the Archeron sisters, Nesta and Elaine?
At first I hated Nesta. I thought she was just selfish and a total asshole to Feyre. And then I thought Elaine was just very passive.
Yeah.
Like, that's just Nesta. Oh, Feyre, thank you for doing XYZ. Like she was just kind of there.
Furniture.
Yeah.
Okay, you said it. Yeah, furniture. She didn't bring. And we'll talk about it more throughout the series, but she doesn't bring a whole lot to the plot at all. She's just Feyre's sister, and then Nesta's just Feyre's sister who's a bitch.
Right. What about you, Ash? What did you think? I think a lot of people can agree with what Deb said.
Yeah. I mean, my first impression of these sisters were, I was like, wow, they are spoiled brats
Yeah.
because they, like, Feyre was essentially hunting all day, bringing them back food, and she was, if it wasn't for her, then they would just never eat. Like,
Right.
Right.
Elaine and Nesta didn't do anything. It was, like, all Feyre taking care of the family.
Right.
And the part where she came back, and I forget if it was Elaine or Nesta or both of them, but one of them said, I need new shoes and I need this and I need that. And it was
Yeah.
like, it was always like, I need. And they never helped her or supported her. And I
Oh.
feel like Feyre just tried her best to take care of them and, love them. And they were just rude. So I didn't have the best first impression. But as for Elaine, she's passive. I feel like I am not, even going through this series, I don't care for Elaine. I think she's just a wet blanket.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
Nesta has, like, spunk and personality and some sass.
I was
Right.
just going to say that. At least Nesta there's a reason why she is the way that she is. I feel like we don't know nearly enough about Elaine to be able to say, like, oh, it makes so much more
It
sense
makes sense
now.
now. Yeah.
Maybe in book 6. Who knows? If that
Yeah.
ever comes out.
If it's even about her, like, I mean,
It better be. And it
Oh,
better
I
be
don't
about
know.
Asriel, too.
I don't know. Well, we'll talk more about our predictions maybe for the 4th episode, but
They better be freaks or else.
I can't see Elaine being a freak
I
at
didn't
all.
wait
No.
all this time
I-
for nothing.
I texted Ashley. I said, if the next book is about Elaine, those are going to be the most boring, smutty scenes ever.
Oh, total bore.
Oh my god.
It's like Elaine just
it'll be
laying there.
terrible. Yeah. She'll add a flower in her hair or something. Like, because she likes flowers and gardening and all that stuff.
Oh my god.
I agree with everybody with Elaine. She does not, I feel like she has no mind of her own. She kind of just follows whoever is leading her at that point.
Yeah.
Right now it's,
Right.
Nesta who kind of pushes her around and tells her how to act, and she just goes along with it. Nesta, on my first read, yes, I thought she was a total bitch. Second time around, I'm like, yes, she's a bitch. I feel like she has a reason to be, though.
Yes.
So while she could probably have a major attitude adjustment, I kind of see maybe why. Like, Dad just, like, needs to, like, kind of get a little get up and go, you know? She
Well-
just hates him for that.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's Nesta, Feyre, Elaine, right? In age order.
I think it's Nesta,
know.
Elaine, Feyre.
Yeah,
'Cause
I think
Feyre's
Feyre is the youngest.
Nesta's the oldest. So, yeah, it'd be Nesta's the oldest, then Elaine, then Feyre. Because
How do I
Feyre
not
was
remember that?
19.
Oh.
That's right.
That is right.
Yeah. But Nesta did have a win in this book, and it's when Feyre came back into the human world, and she confided in Nesta for everything. And then she
Yeah, she
found
really
out,
did.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nesta was, like, supportive and gave her advice and was like, go.
Yeah.
Go back and get your man. And yeah, she was actually good in that moment. And then we found out that when Feyre was taken, like, she tried to go find her, which I was
Right.
surprised by that.
Yeah.
So
Right. Well, because honestly, if any of them is going to have any type of moxie to help get her out of a situation, I mean, of course it's going to be Nesta,
Right.
because she's all fire.
she is.
She is
Elaine-
all fire.
Elaine wouldn't do a thing.
No, she would just be like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
I'll go grow some zucchini. Goodbye.
Excuse me, do you know where my sister Feyre is? I will give you this flower. Like, oh, you don't? Okay, just don't worry. I will turn around and I will go back to my human world.
You can keep the flower.
You can keep the
Thanks.
flower.
Well, speaking of Feyre, first impressions on Miss Feyre throughout this book. Do you want me to go first? I'll go first.
All right. Open the floor for us.
I'm not a Feyre fan. I'm sorry.
I know you're not.
I'm not a Feyre fan. She's fine. She's fine.
I don't mind her.
Being in her head is exhausting to me.
Correct. Yes. It's a lot of anxiety.
It's a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of IBS. It's a lot of I just want to go paint. That's like really all it is.
Right.
And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
I don't mind her. I think her character development through the books, I think her character development is very good.
Mhm.
She learns how to stand up for herself.
yeah.
But I mean, in the first book, I think she's kind of dumb. I'm not going to lie.
I have
do
to
think
agree
she
with
makes
you.
some really bad decisions, and she's not the brightest at trying to get herself out of it. And listen, not harping on anybody who struggles, but I mean, like, she can't read. I don't know why. I don't know why that was a pertinent thing to make her.
Well, because, all right, so like they make it that it was just, Feyre just had to go do everything else for the family. And she never had time to read and nobody taught her, which, I know.
But they were rich at one point. You mean to tell me that mom and dad really were like reading? Whatever. Listen, I'm not the best reader on the face of the planet, but I know how to read.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it's bizarre that she will make time to paint the armoire, but not try to read it.
Learn how to read.
Learn to read.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like go and read the
encyclopedia,
but know how to like write a letter, Faye.
Correct. Come on. I love all the memes that came out of it, though, of like Feyre writing letters to her family, and it's just stick figures and like, I hear.
I think you did send me a couple, and they were funny.
Yeah.
Or the ones when they're under the mountain and she's being challenged.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one you sent me.
Yeah, and it's in the beginning.
Yeah.
And Lucian's like,
yeah.
What the hell?
Help.
Like, what? You don't know how to read?
What do you think, Ash? What do you think of Miss Feyre?
So I liked her off the bat.
No, this is good.
Okay.
This is good.
I liked her the moment that she was caring for her family.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like that she took the initiative to like learn survival skills and like want to provide for her family. So I liked her from the beginning.
Yeah.
I think that she did have like a lot of anxiety throughout the book, but I think also she is so young that she really like never experienced life. Because I think she was kind of young when the people came and basically beat up her father and like took all their stuff. I think she was pretty young, and then she witnessed them like breaking her dad's leg and all this stuff. So I think from that, she just had all this anxiety, and then her mom saying like, you need to take care of the family.
Yeah.
And I think that she definitely grew throughout the book. and she gained a lot of confidence. But yes,
Yeah.
she definitely had some IBS issues.
Yeah. And that's so true because it's when you haven't read it in a while, it's easy to forget like exactly how young she was and that she's being taken by this wolf shape-shifting fairy thing, and she's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
And like, and I get it, like I don't know what I would do in that situation.
Right.
I'd probably be anxious and have IBS as well, but at the same time it's like I felt like the wheels were not turning for quite a bit of time.
I mean, quite a bit of time, I would say, because like even when they abducted her back into the fairy world with Tamlin
Yes.
and she's in the court, it's like all she did was wanted to pay, like go out into like their garden area or whatever. She wasn't doing much.
Right. And it's like if you've been captured against your will and you truly don't want to be there, like look for a way out.
Mm-hmm. And I think she tried, but then she was scared. And then Tamlin had to help her write a letter.
Well, she tried right. So, all right. Well, we'll talk about Tamlin in a second. But like right after Tamlin tells her, like, don't believe your lion eyes. Like the things you see aren't real. The next page, she sees her father outside. Was like, Daddy's come. Feyre, like, bitch.
Dodo.
That's an example of like when she's not using her head, because it's like, you really think your dad, who can barely walk, found his way to this fairy world beyond the wall, and he's just standing out there?
Yeah.
Like no horse, nothing, just him.
He couldn't go to work to feed you and your sisters, but he's gonna find the wall and the spring court.
Right.
No. He literally told Feyre, like, oh no, that was the second time. Was it the first time or the second time?
The first time. Not
when
to
he
come
was
back?
like, don't come back. When he was like, don't come back.
Yeah, it was the first. It was the first time.
And I can understand, like, if this High Lord of the Spring Court is like, you're mine now, and she's gonna have food and everything that she ever needs, like, I can understand her dad being like, who am I to keep you from being fed consistently for the rest of your life after not being able to provide for his kids?
Right.
But at the same time, I think dad would find a way, and I think, broken leg or not, dad would be like, you fuckers, I'm coming to get my daughter.
I don't
know.
At this point in time, I couldn't see that happening.
Mandy.
We find things out later in the other
Sorry,
books
Dad.
that, like, no, not
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Feyre's
your dad.
Yeah,
no, that's what I was saying.
No, but I'm saying I can't see Feyre's dad at that point in time doing that.
No, I get that. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like no father would just let his daughter go off to some strange land with some shape-shifting fae that everybody is afraid of and be like,
it kind of made me think like he knew something. Like,
yes,
maybe.
Because I feel like any father would put up a fight. Like, if somebody came in, or in this case, something comes in and tries to take your child, like, you're going to try to put up a fight. You're not just going to be like, okay, well, see you later. Don't come back. Bye.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially something as scary as that.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like, don't come back because we don't want that thing coming back.
I mean, it would track for the selfishness of what the Archeron family is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right. Well, we've waited long enough. Let us talk about Tamlin,
Tam.
High Lord of the Spring Court. I have to say, and listen, you know my opinions on this. Up until we are under the mountain, I didn't really mind Tamlin. I'm not going to lie. I was like, on the first read through, second read through, I knew better.
Your intuition is real off.
I guess so. But like up until that point, I was kind of like, all right, he's not that bad. If we're going with this storyline of, okay, this is very Beauty and the Beast-esque, and this is just what it is. Feyre's got some Stockholm syndrome. And I was like, okay, he could be worse. I know he gets a lot worse, but at the beginning, the first, 3/4 of the book, I didn't hate him. And then I really hated him.
I've hated him from the start. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you really?
I knew from the start, like, this man is not it.
Yeah.
He is a wimp.
I did not. I was one of those, like, people where, like you see, like, the memes where, like, oh, your friend just started ACOTAR and she can't wait for Tamlin and Feyre to be endgame. Like, I was one of those people at the beginning. I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, gosh.
Like, it's going to be about them. That was me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't love Tamlin. I just felt like I didn't like the claws that came out. I hated that so much. When it would be like he'd get upset and like it'd be like his claws starting to come out. I'm like, ugh.
I just imagine like Wolverine, like the
Yeah. Yeah, and just like little things, like he'd be like, don't don't go outside or just do this. Like, I don't know. I'm like, he's just not it.
No.
And then when the great right that night where he was like, you have to stay in your room, don't come out, and she didn't listen anyways. But then like
Good.
Of course she didn't.
she went down to get like a midnight snack and he came out and like bit her on the neck, and I'm like, what? I'm like, are you an animal? Like,
He gives
who
me
is this?
He
Who
gives
is
me the
this?
fucking ick. I mean,
Same.
I would have
Everything about him.
preferred if she ended up with Lucian, honestly, because Lucian at least has a bit of a spine to him. Tamlin's spineless.
Lucian does not have a spine.
Lucian does not have a spine. He
I
does
feel like-
everything that Tamlin tells him to do.
I feel like he's just a touch better than Tamlin because Tamlin hides behind his power, his money, his wealth, all of that. He hides behind it, and he is a big, fat fucking pussy. Sorry. That's how I feel. From the start, I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. I think I was completely disappointed in Tamlin the whole time under the mountain. Like,
Yes.
I was just like, yo.
That's when my opinion changed. I was like, why is this dude just sitting there, like, not saying a fucking thing? Yeah. Like, nothing.
And I was like, in the books, I'm going to marry her. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I know. And I feel like Feyre finds out about this later, but like the whole curse thing. So basically, like, basically Tamlin set what's the wolf friend's name? I can't even remember the wolf friend's name. It doesn't matter. But he basically trapped Feyre to kill this wolf, to bring her back, make her fall in love with him, to break this curse that he has between like
the
Amarantha.
Beauty and the Beast curse.
Yeah, and it's like,
he's a bitch.
it's like you basically forced her to fall in love with you because
he's a bad boyfriend.
She's
that
19
won't
years
go
old.
away. Yeah, he is. He's
And
a bad
she's
boy.
poor and hungry,
Right.
and
And he's feeding off of it.
She's getting all the food. She can paint and not have to do anything. So obviously she's going to like you.
The fuck out of her.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you guys.
From a mile away. I was like, this asshole.
But then when she snuck out in the moment that those fairies were messing with her, and then at the time we didn't know it was Rhysand, but when she turned and said, "This is the most beautiful man I've ever seen," I was like, "Oh, see you later, Tamlin. See ya later."
There's a new boy in town.
We don't know who this person is yet,
right?
But
right,
it is not you,
right?
Well, we get a lot of Rhys under the mountain. What do we think about Mr. Rhysand, High Lord of the Night Court?
I mean, he is 10,000 leagues better than Tamlin, for sure.
Right.
I mean, I'm not a fan that he also basically is tricking her and kind of using her, but I also understand because I can't pronounce her name correctly. And Amarantha. Yes, thank you. Amarantha is just, I mean, horrible. Horrible. Like,
we'll get to her in a second. But yeah, I mean, I feel like he was definitely better, especially under the mountain, better than Tamlin, because at least you actually talking to Feyre and giving her some help.
Some. Can't help her read, though. He should have just been giving her the answers.
True.
I mean,
was that part of like the thing? Like they like physically couldn't like give. I don't know.
I think so, but
he did give Feyre the answer to the reading thing, right?
I don't think so.
He tried to help her.
Guessed.
I thought through like that bargain bond, he was able to send the answer down.
Oh, maybe, and maybe I'm just misremembering.
I'm pretty sure he gave her he gave her the answer to the one that she was reading because she was just in a sheer panic and she didn't know what to pick. And Lucian's like, "I'm gonna die."
Lucian's like, "Please help." Lucian's in Rhys's ear, like, "For the love of God, no, that's holy. I will make your life hell.
Dude,
save me,
please."
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, though, as much as I hate Amarantha, kudos to her because that was brilliant. Yeah. That was great. I mean, when that happened, I was laughing. I was like, "There's no way this is happening."
But then, how did she? I feel like in that part, I was kind of angry because I'm like, how would she really know that? I feel like Tamlin would have had to give her that information.
It's a bitch.
Which I was like, I don't know. He pretended like he didn't know her. But then I feel like, I don't know. I feel like somehow he would have had to give her that information.
He would have had to. And that's just another reason in the notch of why Tamlin sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Wait, what are we talking about?
We were talking about
how
Rhysand.
Amarantha. Yeah, how Amarantha found out that Feyre is illiterate.
Oh. Yeah.
Tamlin must have said something. She must have tortured the fuck out of Tamlin to be like, "Give me information," because now I want to go do it to her.
Well, I could see him just being like, "All right, what do you want to know?"
I know. You don't have to twist his arm.
No, you don't. As seen in, the books coming up, Tamlin will just do anything to, agree with anything if it favors him.
Mindless.
But no.
Hate him.
Rhysand definitely a step up, major league step up And I don't know, I liked that he would like play the music for her under the mountain. The tattoo thing I thought was a little bit weird with the eyeball on her. I was like, ooh, it's a little creepy.
Mind it.
No.
Yeah, but I don't think they have a choice with the tattoos, though.
No, I don't think so either.
I think the magic picks it.
Yeah. You're right. So Feyre, kidnapped from home, brought to the spring court, kind of eventually starts liking it there, and then is sent home by Tamlin and is like, forget it, go home. Your family is all set up real nice. Everything is fine. You just gotta leave.
Right.
So
Well,
she does. She's not happy about it, but she does.
Let's mention why he sends Feyre home, because
Tell us, Ashley.
Rhysand comes over and he's trying to figure out like who this human girl is and to report back to Amarantha. And basically after he leaves, Tamlin's like, you have to go home. You have to get out of here. You have to go. It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous. And so she leaves. But at that time, I'm like, Tamlin, you just sent her home because you can't, like, obviously, I'm like, are you saying you can't protect her? Like, I was so upset.
Bitch.
Yeah.
That
I was like,
man
you're
can't
gonna
protect this woman. Let's say man.
Yeah. If it was Rhysand would have protected her.
Yeah.
He
You're
would have
damn
been
right,
like,
Ashley.
he would have been like,
damn right.
don't you go anywhere because I will blow up this entire world before
Yeah.
you were hurt. And
Right.
Tamlin's like panicking like a little girl.
I think the reason why that happened, and I can't remember if it's mentioned or not, if Rhys mentions it to Tamlin, but I think the reason why Tamlin sent Feyre back home is because he wanted to see if their mating bond would potentially be severed.
I don't think they were mates yet, were they?
Mm-mm.
No, but they're supposed to. Rhys knew that he was. They
I see what you're
knew.
saying.
That they
Right.
were
So
together.
Rhys always knew that she was going to be his mate. Mandy's favorite word in this entire fucking series is mate.
It's not that bad in this book. It's not bad in this one.
No, it's not.
Mm.
But I think Tamlin knew when Rhys came there, and Tamlin wanted to see if that bond, if it goes across
Oh.
enemy lines type of situation. If she goes home and she stays there, maybe she wouldn't be connected to Rhys at all.
I don't
That's
know.
my theory.
That's a good theory. I wouldn't even thought of that because I don't know. I feel like the whole like mating bond is a little confusing with
It is.
because it's like it would go through and it's like, you know, with how she painted her dresser,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the night stars and they would
Right.
have dreams but didn't know each
Yeah.
other and all this stuff. So it's kind of like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden it just clicks, but it's like, shouldn't have
Right.
clicked from the beginning because you would have known.
Right. Well, and then you can
Right.
reject it too. You can reject
Yes.
the. So it's kind of
I swipe
it is
left.
Kind of like
it is a little bit weird.
Or is it swipe right? I don't know.
I don't know.
I never
Deb's not
really
a-
did on. Yeah.
We know Deb's not on online dating. Thank God.
Good news for Gary.
You're welcome, Gary.
You're welcome. Poor Gary.
My God. Well, regardless, she goes home and
Right.
they don't like the sisters are not supposed like nobody back home is supposed to remember anything. They've been glamored with this story that she was just off taking care of this sick aunt, and now the aunt is dead and just gave her all this money and she's back. But Nesta's like,
Bitch, I see
no,
you.
I remember everything.
Which was
Right.
crazy. That was
I
like a
know.
shock to me. I'm like,
Right.
ooh, how'd that happen?
Right.
Nesta sees through everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Which is
So-
also why I kind of like her.
No, I honestly I didn't really hate her so much. I was like, I get why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
I get it. She just
I-
she never signed up for any of this. Like throughout the entire
Correct.
series, Nesta never signed
Correct.
on for anything.
I
And
mean,
she's just like she's got to deal with it.
and like I understand being angry at the cards that you've been dealt, but at some point, like I feel like Feyre was the perfect mix of Elaine and Nesta,
Yeah.
where both rejected the cards that they had been handed very differently.
Yeah.
Elaine was just like, it is what it is, so it is what it is. And Nesta
Right.
was like, I hate everything. It shouldn't be like this. Why is it like this? And Nesta was Feyre was very much like, it is what it is, and here's what we're gonna do.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Except I can't read.
Except I can't read. Well, so Feyre decides to go back into the Feylands to save her man,
Right.
who
Save her
Who
man.
did
Save
so
her
good
man.
at saving her.
yeah. So she gets back to the house in the spring court, and it's Alice, right? Who's like, well,
Mhm.
they're not here. They're all under
Yep.
the mountain now.
Right.
Feyre's
And
like,
she just spills the beans,
Yeah,
like for the
just- yeah.
curse and
Yeah.
Yep.
everything.
that's where we get a huge info dump on why everything is the way it is from Alice. So she goes under the mountain, and I don't know what Feyre thought was going to happen. Like this was going to turn out okay at all.
That was kind of bizarre to me. Like after all of that, she's like, yes, show me where to go.
Yeah.
I will be fine.
I love Tamlin. Hooray.
Yeah.
He wrote my letter.
Yeah.
I can't get over the fact that she can't read at all. I don't understand why. I can't.
I feel like with Nesta being such a reader, at some point,
Yes!
Yeah.
at some point, there would have been, I don't know.
Well, and there is, and I don't remember which, it must be the third book where Nesta's like, I didn't know you couldn't read. And
Yeah.
Nesta's like, why didn't you ever ask me? And Feyre's like, I didn't think you'd say yes. Like, I mean, that kind of shows you the dynamic that they had,
Yeah.
that like Nesta really just did
yes.
not care to help anybody but herself. So,
Yeah.
like, I get it.
I think she was embarrassed too.
I think
Like
so too.
I think she was blatantly embarrassed, like when she had to tell Tamlin or when he figured out. And I think that I don't know if her mom was sick when like she was starting to learn how to read and
Yeah.
just didn't teach her. But then I think she became embarrassed, like with her sisters, like admitting it to them.
Right. Like it's gone on for too long. And like if I say something now, it's kind of like, you're just saying this now? Like, really?
Wait, you
Really?
mean to tell me, even though Feyre's dad has a broken leg and can't do anything, he couldn't teach her how to read?
I mean,
I don't think
Then
he's
we
that
wouldn't-
kind of guy.
we wouldn't have had Under the Mountain fiascos and a whole first half of the next book then.
We could have still had Under the Mountain fiascos. That's
True.
fine. We still could have had that.
Just not that one.
Would have been different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
All
I'm
right.
sorry. What's the giant worm that she has
I
to
actually really
fight?
liked
What's it
that
called?
part.
I
I
loved
liked
it.
I liked
I-
that part. I thought that was
I-
really good.
Yes, I thought that was great. I forget exactly what it's called.
The
But
Midgard worm.
yeah.
I read that that's actually a type of dragon.
Really? A real
Mhm.
dragon?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
You got some dragon eggs over there that you're trying to hatch? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Can I come
supposed to
see
be
them?
it's supposed to be a dragon without arms and legs or legs. I don't know.
Oh, you mean like the lizard? Yeah. There's like types of lizards that
Are we talking like fantasy or
Actu-
for real right now?
No, for real. There is a lizard that
Oh, I
has
was
no
talking
arms or
fantasy.
legs.
It's
No,
called a
there
snake,
is
Deb. It's called a
no,
snake.
no. There is an actual lizard species that does not have arms or legs.
Interesting.
You keep talking. I will find this.
Okay. Boy. All right, research
Oh, so
section.
the worm,
Right.
it says are typically depicted as massive, legless, and wingless serpents. Okay.
Well.
Yeah, I think it's a serpentine dragon-like creature.
Okay. Learn something new every day.
And I found it. This species is a sheltopussic. And it's also known as the glass lizard. But
Okay.
it has no legs, and it's not a snake.
Go look up glass lizard, everybody.
We are scientists now.
Yeah. But Amarantha. So I want to talk about Amarantha. I think she's the dumbest bad guy ever. Because she
I don't know
got
if I
exactly
agree.
what she wanted. She got Feyre there. Why is she giving her all of these chances? Like, why? Is it just
Because
for fun?
She doesn't think
Or-
that she could do it because she's not Fae yet. She's human still.
Just kill her. Like,
I think
she
she
wants-
wanted to torture her.
Correct. She wanted to toy with her prey before she killed her.
Yeah.
okay. But then
Just
why
like
all
she's
this
been
time?
torturing Rhysand for 400 years.
Okay.
Mhm.
But then why all this time in between these trials then? Like,
Well, it's not
I
like
just-
she was like living in a
True, right.
hotel. She had
Right.
she was like living in a dungeon.
Yeah.
True. Okay. All right. Point. But I also think that the riddle in the beginning
Oh yeah.
was
That was
so
stupid.
stupid.
That was stupid.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't guess the riddle, like, but when you find out what the answer is, you're like, oh, come on.
I guessed it. I'm like, it is something. It's not like an object like a Feyre's like, is it an axe or something like that? Like, no, Feyre, come on, think. It's a riddle. It's supposed to like be something that it's not supposed to be. Think,
Right.
girl. It's not
Right.
I'm not good at riddles, so like I actually had no clue. But then when
Right.
the answer came, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so stupid and obvious. But I just called myself stupid because I didn't.
No, you
I had
just
no
didn't
clue.
like you didn't guess it, and like that's fine. But like, I don't know. Yes, I also thought that was not necessarily the best. But I mean, she was starting off slow, right? That was like challenge number 1. The next was the worm, all right? And then she had to save Lucian, which, again, Amarantha was brilliant to feed off of the fact that she's illiterate.
right.
Like, yeah, you gotta go save Lucian, but guess what? You gotta read this. And you gotta figure that out.
But I think
That's the only point she gets.
I think Amarantha, so with the riddle, she was like, you can solve this at any time.
Right.
But if you're wrong, you're going to die immediately.
right.
So I think she was afraid to even take a stab at it
Mm.
until it was like literally life or death. She's like, I got to just think of something. But I think that with the worm, I think they just thought she was going to die. Like there'd be
Right.
no possible way
No way.
that she was going to get out of that.
Right.
Right.
And I loved how Rhysand, like they took like a little vote under the mountain and everybody voted that
Yeah.
she would die. And Rhysand was the only one to vote that she'd survive. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, you're my favorite.
Well, there's that mating bond coming into play, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
again, Mandy's favorite word.
Every once in a while, it's fine.
every time you say my least favorite M word, I'm going to match it with your least favorite M word.
Okay. Well, then I'm not saying yours. I won't say it.
Good.
So, and then is the last challenge like the last challenge, like right before like all hell breaks loose?
Yes.
Okay. So it is.
Where she has to kill
Yeah.
the innocent Fae.
Right.
And then the
Or
last
be
one was
killed.
Tamlin.
Yeah. And then the whole like Heart of Stone thing came into play. I'm like, I would. So she picked up on that.
Mhm.
She picked up on the Heart of Stone, and let's just stab Tamlin right in the chest. But she couldn't figure out the riddle when the answer is just love. I'm like, girl. Well, actually, she does figure it out. So,
She
okay,
does
never
figure
mind.
it out.
She does
It's like,
figure it out.
At the end, when she's like, haha, this was a trick, you're going to die anyways. Like, she
Yeah.
figures it out. It's a little too late, but yeah, that was the I feel like the first one was supposed to be like super hard and not make it out. The second one to us, like we're like, oh, that's the easy one. But to her, that was probably the most difficult. And then like
Right.
the third one was just like, I feel like she was just messing with her because it's like you have to kill these
Yeah.
people and see what you
Right.
do.
Right.
Right. I could have sworn the first time I read that the two Fae that show up, the innocent ones that she has to kill, for some reason, I remember them being like Alice's nephews that she talks about all the time. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought that's who they were. But on the second reread, they clearly weren't. I was like, that would have been a good twist, actually.
That would have been great. That would have been great.
Not that she killed them, but
Right. Spoiler alert.
well, and then
But-
and then it's just the Amarantha's just pissed at the end that Feyre outsmarted her at every challenge, and it's just like, fuck this. Now this
by
bitch
the
is
skin
dead.
of her by the skin of her teeth, nonetheless.
Yeah.
I literally just I could not stand under and we mentioned this before, but like I could not stand under the mountain how Tamlin was to Feyre. Like she risked her entire life to come and help you. And I know like Lucian came and saw her in her like cell.
Right.
And
Lucian's
he
mom went, I
healed like
think.
he healed like her injuries at first, but like not all the way to make it because he didn't want it to be obvious that he did heal her. But then Tamlin did nothing to help her. And even Rhysand, like with that bargain he made for her, like you are gonna come stay with me for I don't know, once a month for 2 weeks.
Right.
And the moment that and literally he was like, if you make this bargain with me, I will heal your arm. Because basically like Lucian was like, why did you make a bargain with Rhysand? Like I would have came for you. No, dude, by the time you would have came back, like she would have been dead. She already had a fever. She was already hallucinating. And when Rhysand made the bargain, but he didn't like when she went to the night court or not the night court, wow, because they were under the mountain. When she went to like that part under the mountain, he didn't make her do anything bad or didn't make her do anything like, I don't know, clean the floors or whatever. He was just like, here, take a bath. Just lay around, don't do anything. And he didn't make her go to those like weird parties. And he like painted her or whatever. He put like paint on her. And I think he did that on purpose because later he mentions like, I made you drink the wine just so you didn't have to remember like how terrible it was. But I think he did the paint. So like when she woke up the next morning, she knew like nothing happened. Like he didn't touch her or anything like that.
Right.
It's a really good point. Yeah. he made it sound like because he wanted to know if somebody else touched her, but also you make a really good point there that like she knew that she was okay. Yeah,
Because when
Rhys is a good guy.
because when she woke up, she was like, okay, like this is all like the paint is messed up in, which was her like sides.
Right.
And he
I like
did
that.
like Tamlin, the one moment he comes out and says, "Oh, Feyre, come on, darling." Well, he didn't say darling, that's Rhysand. But he, come on, Feyre. And then they're like hot and heavy. And Tamlin has paint all over him. And then Amarantha comes in and
Yep.
Rhysand like glamored it. So like got the paint off of Tamlin and then like, started kissing Feyre to make it look like he was the one that did it.
Right.
It's like, Tamlin, how stupid can you be?
Yeah. He's not smart.
No,
Not smart.
not
We
like
all know what's
Rhys.
about to come
Not like
out of my
Rhys.
mouth. Reese's
What?
Pieces.
So by the end of this book, Feyre is like on death's door, and
No, she does die.
well, yeah.
Yeah, she
They
Yeah.
does.
snap her neck. They snap her neck.
All right. Well, but she's still
She does
talking. She's still talking in the book. Okay. We're still hearing her. So she,
The anxiety is still going.
The anxiety's still going when we died
Yeah.
with her.
so she becomes Fae, obviously. So all the High Lords give her a little bit of powers of their own to bring her back to life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You right. You right.
And that's like where we leave it, right? That's like it.
Pretty
And
much.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I first read through, I really did enjoy the end. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's really cool. I can definitely see where you guys are saying like this is not going to be like we're not going to move on from here. Something bigger is coming.
Yes.
So how do you think this book sets up the rest of the series? Because I mean, like, not a whole lot happens in this book until we're under the mountain. You get all the world building in the beginning, and we know now what Prithian is and what all the
Right.
courts are and everything, and the
Right.
characters. Nothing really happens until we're under the mountain, which is really not a whole lot of time. So how do you think this sets up the rest of the series?
I think it does it. I think it does it very well. I will say this about this series. I think SJM does a very good job at laying out her timeline and connecting the books so that way there is not a whole lot of holes going from book to book. I think she does that very well. I think that it all ties together incredibly well. I mean, when you do a deep dive, like looking at it, are there some holes? Yeah. Like why is it that they had all this money and Feyre can't read? Like
That's
I'm not
Deb's
gonna-
biggest.
I'm not gonna let it go. I'm not gonna let it go at all. I'm not. Like it's my biggest pet peeve. Just why? Although kudos to Sarah J. Maas because I literally cannot let it go. Anyway, like I do feel that she does a very good job at tying everything together. So I think that this book was great for setting it up for everything else.
Okay. What do you think, Ash?
Yeah, I think it was good for setting it up. And after Amarantha was killed and they had that little like party celebrating, like, being free from under the mountain, it did mention that there were a couple people that kind of like disappeared. And I don't know if it said, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it made me think like they were going to go back and to Highburn almost. So I kind of felt like there was going to be maybe something with Highburn. We really didn't learn too much about him. Like we learned a little bit, We knew he was still around. We knew Amarantha was, she worked for him and was, a general. So I kind of felt like with her dying, like something was going to happen with that. But then as soon as I connected the dots that Rhysand was the person that saved her at that like festival, whatever it was. And she said, "You're the most beautiful, it's the most beautiful man I've ever seen." I was like, "Oh, Tamlin, you're still not it." Even though it ended with like her and Tamlin going back to the spring court to live happily
Right.
ever after. I'm like, no.
No. Well, because we know that she made this bargain with Rhys. So he's going to be coming back to get her for his week at some point. So we know we're going to see at the end of this book, we know we're going to see Rhys again.
Right.
And especially with all of the things that happened with him under the mountain, it's not one of those things that can just be like, well, that's just like a plot that's going out the window. Like, no, this is clearly going to be coming back somewhere. So we know we're going to see Rhys again.
Right.
But we'll get into that with the next book next week. But yeah, it sets it up well. I think, more in the second book, like towards like the last third of the book when we're talking about Rhys and Feyre and callbacks to that, like, yeah, a lot of it sets up really nicely. It's just like, for me, the first three books are like not my favorites. So I'm kind of just like, whatever, like, okay, great, cool. But no, I mean, it does set it up nice. It all makes sense.
Yes.
I think
You
like
need a world building book. You do.
But I also think you probably didn't really love the first three books because it was like we're in Feyre's head and you really didn't connect with her like most people.
I don't. Yeah,
did.
I just don't. Like, Feyre and me, like, we couldn't be friends.
Yeah, that's
We wouldn't
okay.
be friends. I don't know what it is. Like, just now, come episode 4, I will be singing a much different tune. So just know that I'm not like a hater of this entire series. I don't hate the series at all. It's just not one of my most favorite things.
Right, exactly. It was a good time when we were in it, but I had a good time.
Yes. I know you guys had a good time because we have a group text when Ashley was reading it. I'm like, Ash, at some point you're going to need to stop texting all of us and just text Deb because at some point I'm not going to know what you're talking about.
Right.
Not to like compare and contrast, but I will say like when I finished these books, I wasn't like at an ultimate like cliffhanger like I was with the Empyrean series.
Right.
I don't I don't know. I feel I liked that series probably more than this. I really liked the ACOTAR series. But I definitely I don't know. I like the Empyrean series. There was just I feel like
I mean, I do too. I much prefer that over this.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I just feel like you have a connection with more characters, I think, in the Empyrean series, and that's including the dragons.
Right.
Because they can talk.
They're like, yeah. No, I get it. And you're right with the cliffhangers. Like, reading these, like, everything is wrapped up pretty nicely with a hint of what is going to be coming down the line in the next books. There are like no like major league, holy shit, I need that next book so I can see what happens. Like, there's none of that with these.
Yep.
Yeah. No, the only book that like kind of was a cliffhanger for me was the end of ACOMAF. That was kind of like, ooh, how's that gonna work? But other than that, like like if after ACOTAR, if I had to wait for ACOMAF, it would have been fine because I'm like, oh, okay, it's like happily ever after, but I know it's not going to be ish,
right?
Like I know she's not going to end up with Tamlin, but I can wait to figure that out because I already
Right.
knew it was going to be Rhysand.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it.
If Rebecca wrote the book, she would have ended it like as Feyre died.
I know, right?
It's true. It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
She would have been like,
true.
and then her neck snapped. No
And
other
it
words.
all
Yeah.
went
When we
dark.
turn the page and there's nothing there.
And
We'd
there's
all
nothing.
be screaming.
Yeah. Like literally at the end of Fourth Wing, I gasped. At the end of Iron Flame, I threw the book. At the end of Onyx Storm, I wanted to like light it on fire. Like these, I'm like, okay, all right, we can wait
I can
and see
live
what
with this.
happens.
Yeah.
We're okay.
This book will be here in 2 days. All right, I can make
Right.
it.
Right.
I can totally make it.
I agree.
Oh my goodness.
We didn't talk much about the romance in this book, especially spicy scenes, because honestly, there really aren't that many.
No.
No,
And the ones that are in
No.
there aren't really great. So we didn't
No.
really touch on that.
they're not.
Yeah. When I started reading this, I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah. When these came out and everybody was just talking about like it's the spicy romance series, and I'm like, it's really not, guys. Like,
No.
it's really not.
It's a one chili
Actually-
pepper for me.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.
Maybe-
I'll give it a half,
maybe even a-
actually.
Yeah, maybe even a bell pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like half because I think there was like claws. I think
were
there was
cringe for
mentioning
ya.
of claws or
Ouch.
something. And like
They
the
were
first.
cringe.
Yeah. I'm like, can we not?
Right.
Well,
like, please.
We are
No.
we are certainly going to get into more cringe words as this series continues. Because
Yeah, there's cringe words, all right.
Yep. We
Yeah,
already
for
know
sure.
Mandy's.
we know mine. We're gonna have to wait a couple episodes to get to Ashley's, but we'll get there. You never should have told me, Ash.
Never.
I was like, it's
All
a
right.
verb. You're like, it's not a verb.
I'm like, that's not a verb.
Well, apparently Feyre can't read and I don't know grammar. So
That's okay.
call it even.
Okay.
I can barely read too.
Lies.
You read well enough to be a recurrent guest, so
Yeah.
it's good enough for
Yeah.
us, Ash.
Exactly.
Thanks. You know, I try.
I know. It's okay. All right. Do we want to rate this book? Like, what did we give it on a scale of 1 to 5? Do we want to say what we gave it? Because honestly, I don't remember what I gave it.
I'll give it a 3. Like a solid 3.
What would you say, Ash? What's your rating?
I would say like a 3.75 or a 4.
Okay.
Okay.
I would probably go with 2.75 or 3.
Oh my God.
I will say this, though. I will say this. I like the books more as we go on. Okay.
Yes.
With some exceptions, but as an overall, like I enjoy them more as we go on. So that's the lowest you're going to get from me for this series.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm reserving my 3s or my 4s and potentially 5s for later on.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This was definitely probably this, not including like the novella, but like this was probably my least favorite
Mhm.
in the series.
Yep.
And it's
Yeah.
not because it was bad. It's just not a lot like happened until really
Right.
the end.
Right.
Right.
I agree. Because of that, I mean, I don't think we really have too much more to go over with this one. Again, like we weren't here to touch on every single event that happened in this book. We really just wanted to give our opinions on it and what we thought about the characters, which I think sets it up to going into the next book on how we feel about all these characters. We'll meet some new ones in the next book, who I know Deb likes very much.
Mm-hmm.
But next week, we will definitely be going over A Court of Mist and Fury, or as I like to call it, the Green Book.
The Green Book. Oh my God.
Because honestly, for the longest time, I couldn't remember the order if it was A Court of Mist and Fury first or A Court of Wings and Ruin. Couldn't remember which one was which.
Oh my gosh, you are too funny.
So it was green or pink.
It was green.
Yes. I got it now.
Good job.
Okay, thank you. All right. But before we do that, anything to add? Was there anything that we didn't say about this book that is pertinent before we go into the next episode that you guys would like to add?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, Ash, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And thank you for coming back next week. We'll talk about the Green Book.
We'll talk about the Green Book. I can't wait. I mean, there's a lot that goes on in that book, and we get to learn a lot more, which is exciting.
Yeah, a lot more going on in the second book. So definitely more material. We might go into a little bit more points that happen in order just because there is a lot that happens. But we'll be here to give our opinions on it. And I'm going to tell you something. The next book come about, like the 60 to 70% mark. I'm not a happy camper. Just going to say it right now.
Yeah,
Mandy's
but this is a
pet
trend.
peeve.
This is a trend.
Yeah. But
I mean,
we'll talk
even
about it.
for me, your pet peeve was like, okay, guys, like, we got to simmer down right now.
That
Like-
pet peeve.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to say, like, the last 100 pages. I mean,
Oh, no.
the last 100 pages of any of these books is just like, like everything happens.
I have no problem with that. That's cool. That's cool. I'm talking about the verbiage come
Yeah.
at the end of that book. I was like, oh, God damn. Okay.
It was intense. It was even intense for me.
Yeah.
I was like, we get it.
Well, we'll get into that next week. Ash, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
Deb, thank you for being here. Did you finish your wine?
Actually, yeah, I did.
Wow, good for you.
You just needed a little hair of the dog.
I know.
She's probably feeling a little bit better now, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Probably keeping the
She's
hangover
pepping her
away.
step now.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week. Deb, what's our sign off?
Whatever. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.